Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Leslie. Thanks for joining me today. I am doing a video for the JustNick Design Team today, and our project for this week is to do something with fall, autumn, or Halloween. And I've decided to do something with autumn. I grew up in South Africa and we say autumn, we don't say fall. So and the problem is, since we've been living in Dubai, we don't really have autumn. We have hot and then extremely hot. So I had to go dig deep for a photo that was wintry or autumnish. And so this is the photo I found. It's of my daughter Emma when she was probably not even a year old here. Probably like 8 months, around about there, 9 months. And then what I decided, I'm going to use this cut file from the JustNick store, obviously, and I will link to it below. Let me just quickly check what the name is. Fall Florals. Okay, so what I did, I undid the compound path on all of them, and then I selected each element and redid the compound path so that I could move it around, because you'll find that if you get the file, the cut file, it's sort of all of these, there's only one of each of these little things and they're all together, and you can't move them apart, you can't ungroup them. So I undid the compound path and then I selected each little element and then redid the compound path and then moved it aside, and that is how I got to resize all of these elements and move them around and duplicate them and so on. So I've got a whole 12 by 12 sheet here that I just cut out. I didn't know how many I wanted to use of these cut files, so I just went ahead and cut a whole 12 by 12 sheets of them. And here you'll see this is what it looked like on my screen in my Silhouette software. The collection I'm going to be using is a new one of Kat Martin, and I hope you know of her. She is a very talented designer, and I bought this off her Etsy shop, and it's an autumn collection. It's gorgeous. It's called Norwegian Wood, and you'll see there's a lot of elements, and then you find the papers as well. In buying this collection, I did get the papers, but I haven't printed them out yet, so I only have the elements. And so what I was thinking, you get these gorgeous floral clusters. Now I printed these out on some glossy photo paper. I have a Canon Pixma printer, so it is very detailed, and you know, you can't really tell that this is home printed. It's really beautiful. I mean, it's really well done. Her graphics are incredible. So lots of little elements, sprigs, little sayings and things, and I haven't cut out all of them, so you'll see there's the word love and wonderful. I've only cut out the ones that I thought I would use today. So my plan for today is to put this photo of Emma in the corner here because of the way she's sitting. If I put her over here, it's like her legs are running off the page and her whole body is facing that side of the page. If I put her over here, it's like her body is facing to the inside of her page and her legs are sort of, you know. And if you see what I see, you'll see that she's sort of making, you know, her body is forming part of a circle on the page, and that's what I wanted to create, is this sort of wreath type thing on the page. And it's so lovely looking at this with all the green. We don't have this type of green in Dubai. It's lovely. Anyway, this was still when we lived in South Africa. So I am going to put you guys on fast forward, and I will see what this turns up. Okay, so here you'll see me starting to peel off the beautiful cut files. my cutting mat, and I decided to sort of peel them off as I go, and not peel them off all at once. This way they didn't get tangled or, you know, bent or ripped or anything. They just stayed nice and neatly on the cut file mat, and I knew where they were. So I'm going to first just arrange these flowers in a you know, in a basic arrangement. I'm going to change this all of it in a little bit, but I wanted to show you my process of how I start with something and then it sort of grows, and and how it changes, you know, as I go on along with the layout. So I really love this collection from Kat. It's absolutely gorgeous. I especially love the combination of the orange, of that almost cerise pink, that very dark pink, and then the teal blue. It looks so beautiful. Those colors match so well, and it's not necessarily colors you'd usually put together, but for this occasion and the fact that it's a fall collection or an autumn collection, I think it is so gorgeous. And I also love the fact that she added in some softer colors as well, those really soft pinks, especially in the hair and the fawn she's got in her little animal elements. And so here you'll see I took one of the bigger clusters from the cut file, and I cut off some of the sprigs that grew out to the side, that went out to the side of the cut file. I wanted that cut file to be tucked nicely into the corner, and if I had those sprigs out to the side and I wanted them on my page, I would have had to bring the whole cluster forward into the page and not so tucked or nestled into the corner. And here you'll see I'm doing it the same with this one. I'm cutting off the little leaves just to make it smaller, but I am going to use those leaves in any case. I'm going to tuck them in behind the cut file, and at this stage I'm still just using that one flower at the bottom right hand corner, and it's a very light bluish color. It's beautiful. I am going to change that to a floral cluster in a bit. I felt that because the top left hand corner has a floral cluster, I felt a bit that the bottom right hand side, to balance out that the heaviness of that floral cluster, I wanted to balance it out with a big floral cluster at the bottom right hand corner. Now you'll see that there is a lot of green in my photo, and the only green there is in this collection is sort of a khaki, that's the only way I can explain it, a khaki green. It is beautiful. It's very soft green. There's no harsh greens like you see in the photo, but I really don't mind. It's all the rest of the colors of this collection go so well with the colors that's going on that's present in my daughter's little dress or shirt that she's wearing over there. And as you see that I am basically just placing the JustNick cut files down as a base, and then I'm embellishing them. I'm building on top of them and tucking embellishments underneath them, and you'll see that this is how I'm building my page. And it did take a while, but I really loved this. However, it was a bit tedious. The embellishments and the twigs and the leaves and the flowers kept on moving around, and every time I try to position a flower underneath something, then everything else would move, and so it was quite tedious with everything moving all the time. So I couldn't wait just to get everything stuck down so that I could feel that it was not so how do I say it, flimsy. And however, I liked the detail that all of the leaves in the and the sprigs of the cut file gave to this layout. And I wanted something very feminine, something very leafy, something very organic and flowy for this layout, and I think I achieved that. I really loved how this layout turned out. Now, it is difficult to see the white cut file on the white paper. I have to admit that. After this video, while I was photographing this layout for the blog and so forth, and for the stills at the end of the video, I had such a hard time getting the right lighting so that you could see the white cut file on the white paper, and that there's controlling the shadows that the white cut file was throwing onto the white paper. And then it was quite a mission to get this thing photographed in the end. But my husband bought me a fantastic light, and it is up now. And I took a photo of it the first time, and it worked beautifully. So you'll see that the still in the end of the video, and that will give you an idea of what the thing actually really looks like in person. And I really like the subtlety that the white cut file adds to the white background. It's not overbearing. You see something, but you don't really see something, if you understand what I mean. It's there, but it isn't really there. And that is what I wanted to create with this layout. Something that it creates texture and interest, but it is not overbearing, as I did want the only colorful things on this layout to obviously be my photo, and to be the embellishments, the elements that is in this collection. And there you see, I just added that floral cluster to the bottom right hand side of the corner of my layout. I took out that light blue flower, and so I am basically now just going to play around with the embellishments to find something that works for me and that balances. I'm all about when I do a page, I like when things balance. I like when the page isn't too overbearing on the one side or on the other side. I like it when things are balanced, either with color or with heavy embellishing. Now, I do have layouts where I only focus on the one side of the page, and that is also a compositional how do I say it, a form of composition that you only embellish or put your photo on the one side of the paper, and then have this open negative space on the other side of the paper. I also really like that as well. The big open space says a lot in its emptiness, if you want to call it that way. But that brings us, that is technical talk. But anyway, so here you'll see I've basically finished what I wanted to do, and I have added all of my little embellishing floral clusters and the photos and the sprigs, and I am going to pop up about 80% of the embellishments on this page, and I just do that with my little foam squares. And I also have little round foam squares that I've popped up that I'm just going to use the little bit it came in. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. But anyway, as you see there, I did how I built that cluster is I first stuck the colored floral cluster with wet glue to the cut file, to make one cluster floral embellishment, and then I just took that whole thing and put it up on some foam squares. And there you'll see that bit I'm talking about with the round little foam adhesive, the bits that are left when you take the little round circles out. I use that as well, and it's, you use every little bit you can, hey? Don't throw anything away. So I do use some wood veneer on this layout, and you'll see that I did put some little flowers around the cut files and around my layouts. There's one to the right hand side of the photo, and then there's one on the left hand side of the layout, and I have these teeny tiny little leaves that I just tucked in, you know, underneath all the busyness. And there you see I just stuck one down there. And I really wanted to use all those white little bits and just have them sort of hang over everywhere. And this is a very dimensional layout, and I'm going to really have to watch when I put it into a page protector that I don't fold over any of the bits, because they are stuck down very loosely. And I do add some of my enamel dots just for some extra little pop. Now you'll see in the stills I did add some little word stickers. And yes, so that's it for this layout. See you soon. Bye.